So basically, this project, I feel like there is more that I can do and more that I want to do as far as researching and interviewing people. So I have tried unsuccessfully to schedule a couple interviews with some other people that I came in contact with. Interestingly enough, one of the Muslim women that I was trying to get an interview set up with is actually a girl that I went to high school with. I had no idea that she was Muslim until probably after we left high school. I was just going through people that I know and people that might be perfect for interviewing, and that's when I realized, duh, this person is Muslim and I could talk to her. Well, our schedules and stuff, conflicts, I'm not even sure if she like really felt comfortable doing it. I also got a response on YouTube when I reached out. I responded to a documentary that I saw and asked the creator of, or the poster of the video, if they would do an interview with me, and she did say yes. However, I have not gotten a response back yet about when is a good time to do it. So, even if I don't get it done in time for my project deadline, it is still something that I'm interested in doing beyond, this week. So, anyhow, I have just really, really learned so much, in this short amount of time. And it has actually helped to increase me being more comfortable around Islamic or Muslim women. Although I still don't completely understand, and I probably won't ever completely understand, just even like this much understanding, just really changes the way that you feel about people. So I just wanted to say that, the hijab doesn't bother me anymore, make me feel uncomfortable. I just know that it's something that, you know, they wear, and I know the reason behind it. I know that what they call halal, which is like allowed, that's kind of what that word is synonymous with. So that's what all the covering is for. Like, obviously, what I'm wearing right now, I just took my daughter to a swim lesson earlier, but this is not considered halal. I've got way too much skin showing for this to be considered halal. So, I was even talking to my sister last night, and she said in high school there was a girl who had like a hijab that was basically like made for the water, and she also, in swim class had basically completely covered her body, which is something that, I had never really considered before, that it's something that someone would do, but also have a reasoning behind that for doing that. I got to learn, so much. I'm going to put a link in here about arranged marriages versus like forced marriages, which there are both of those in the culture of Islam in some places, but it looks like people are starting to, in like the Middle East and stuff, are starting to lean towards arranged marriages, which is completely different from forced marriages. Arranged marriages are basically where your parents play matchmaker and the kids just, kind of make their decision based off what the parents, have already kind of selected for them, or have said are, good matches for them. Also, I also covered, let's see, marriages. Oh, yeah, dating in America, as Marianne mentioned, they don't date. So basically, it's like you have a meeting with this person. You can set it up, but it has to be usually in the presence of someone, like, say, my older brother. If I were a Muslim woman, I would ask my older brother to meet with me and this person that I'm interested in, and we would have a conversation and try to figure out our compatibility, and just go from there. And so if you think, basically, the difference between Muslims and Christians are that, or at least Western way of dating, is that Muslims are like, they don't look for opposite sex unless they are ready for marriage, that they are prepared for marriage, which is interesting. Like, I am married, and I, in preparation for that, yes, I have dated and I found the wrong guys plenty of times. But, I did not go into marriage without completely understanding like what our roles are going to be, you know, what it is to be a wife. Just, there were a lot of aspects that we talked about long and hard for months, during our engagement and even prior to our engagement, as to what marriage was going to be like for us. So I can kind of see the similarities there, but I still can't imagine like not being able to spend intimate time with my fiance prior to actually getting married. But it's just a different culture. Like my mom always said, different strokes for different folks. And I just feel really enriched by this experience. Even if I have not gotten too many interviews on camera, only one actually, I have spoken to, a couple Islamic women, and it does, it takes a lot of dedication to remain pious and pure, but at the same time, they love to have fun. They are assertive. I want to kind of dispel that thought that all Muslim women are submissive. There's Christian women that are submissive. There's, I know some Christian women that are submissive to their husbands, but in that they don't have people think that Muslim women don't have the freedom to wear their hijab or not wear their hijab, or go places or not go places, and that's not really true. There are certain situations that, they just don't put themselves in. Like Marianne explained that she, would never wear her hijab around an unrelated male. She just would not do that. That would not be allowed or halal. But, there are people, just like any other religion or any other opinion or belief, there are people who are at the, one end of the spectrum that see things really loosely, and then there's the other end of the spectrum where everything is really rigid and, very, very strict. So I don't think that we should generalize and say that all Muslim people are really, really strict and, are extremists. Just as I mentioned before, Muslim people being terrorists are ridiculous. And I remember hearing that. That's all I heard in middle school is, oh, Muslim terrorists, da 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 da. And I'm like, anybody can be a terrorist. The guy who shot all those poor kids in Connecticut, he wasn't Muslim and he's a terrorist. I mean, for us to say that all Muslims are terrorists is just, I mean, if you are a person to say that, I feel bad for you, because you don't know much of anything about people, and that will just, you won't be able to open your heart up or your mind up to much of anybody if you're that close-minded. So I'm really glad that I got to, do this project and experience these things, because, it's very important for a person to challenge their biases, or biases. Anyhow, I'm just really thankful to my instructors and my TA for encouraging us and making us a part of our grade. I feel like it's made me a better person, and I won't ever have a problem now or feel uncomfortable around someone who is dressed, in Islamic garb. It won't happen, because I know so much better now, and I understand so much more than I did before I started this project. So thank you for tuning in. Bye.